Hello everyone, I'm the EFC and this is Blue Lines TV, and today I'm bringing back the Transfer Daily videos. Yeah, it's been a long time coming, you guys, but there's a few interesting stories to talk about. To kick things off with, yes, more reports about Alex Sandro coming out now. Just to clarify at first, of course, I can't use my video as reference as it's already been deleted, but I was saying, I know that a lot of people forgot, but with Alex Sandro, yes, the club have tried to, obviously look for that property in advance for him and a bank account ready for him. That's standard preparations that clubs do in, when it comes to attempting to sign a player. Because obviously, you've got to realise, imagine you're a football player, moving to a new country. I mean, you're not going to just get a house or flat in 2 weeks. It takes a while to get properties and things like that. So, of course, this is where the clubs come. This is they tell these players what they can do, what they can offer them, how they can look after their finances and all the other businesses they have on the side. And that's just a part and parcel of how things work. But at the same time, I did say in the video, and I know a lot of people forgot this, but the whole Alex Sandro transfer falls on Juventus. First of all, number one, it falls down to whether they can get a replacement for him. And number two, they're being difficult because ideally they don't want to sell, especially after they've just lost Bonucci. And, Juventus is not a club to sell a multitude of their best players in one season. Usually it's a season at a time. So, if anything, you guys, purely because there's 2 weeks left, I think Chelsea might go in for another astronomical bid. I'm not too sure that Juventus will accept it now, especially when you've seen the whole Neymar deal. You're seeing clubs turning down 90 million. I'm looking at you, Liverpool. So the whole climate's just different. If anything, I wouldn't be surprised that we don't get him. And then maybe next year go for him. Because we have a history of, building projects around the signing of players. I mean, look at Rudiger. I mean, we finally got this guy 2 years later. Look at Andre Schürrle, he was another guy. Salah. So many players that we were, really working towards trying to bring to the club. And I feel that this could be a situation with Alex Sandro. Thinking logically, I'm thinking his options are kind of limited. He's not going to go to Real Madrid because they've got Marcelo. He won't go to Bayern Munich. Barcelona, would he go? Even though Jordi Alba's there, I'm not too sure. If anything, would Man City go for him? I guess that's if Mendy had a completely awful season. Manchester United are always a possibility, of course. And, Chelsea or another club. So really his options are limited. Do I see him staying at Juventus his whole career? I'm not too sure about that either. I don't think that's going to be the case. And if anything, you guys, I don't have any additional information from any sources regarding Alex Sandro. It's still the same thing. The club have got all of these preparations ready in advance in case he comes. Maybe just trying to, give some educated guesses. Maybe the club got all these things ready in advance because they think that this move for Alex Sandro is going to go right to the deadline. So if that is the case, of course, he can't delay the whole procedures before. I mean, imagine, hypothetically, we did get him on the last day of the transfer window. All of his situations have to be covered before that happens. But, there are, Chelsea still want Alex Sandro. They're still doing their best to get him. And you guys, it's just fingers crossed that one, either Juventus do accept a massive offer. 2, or they do get a replacement, or 3, Alex Sandro is vocal and really pushes for a move to Chelsea. That's one of the other only options we have. But at the same time, we are dealing with an Italian club and their management, and it's completely different to how it is in this country. I mean, if they don't want to sell you, they're not going to do it. It's as simple as that. But anyway, you guys, moving on to the next story. Now, yes, Oxlade Chamberlain, 35 million. It is pretty crazy in my opinion. Honestly, I'm not too excited by the transfer. Yes, I know that Oxlade Chamberlain can play in a variety of different positions, but if you're being cynical, you could say that, well, that's because he's never been able to cement himself in the first team in any given position. He's playing on the right, on the left, behind the striker in midfield, right wing back, now left wing back. Just seems to be a jack of all trades type of players and master of none. The money Arsenal want from him is crazy. There's conflicting reports regarding whether they actually want to sell Oxlade Chamberlain to Chelsea. Of course, there's a rumoured £35 million fee. On one hand, you could be thinking, well, Bellerin is going to be the right wing back. Once their defence is back fit, the likes of Gabriel, Mustafi and Koscielny, then Kolasinac is going to be moving to left wing back position. So, if anything, where's Oxlade Chamberlain's place in the team going to be? I mean, let's be serious, he's only there really to fulfill a lack of cover in that position. It wasn't because he was a complete revelation. Oxlade Chamberlain is very good going forward because, of course, He's able to attack from deeper positions and run at opponents, and he has the entire field of view in front of him, so that's easier, but at the same time defensively it just isn't as good. At the same time, wing-backs aren't full-backs. Now, with how we play, we'd have a wide defender pushing out wide to really help support our wing-back, so we don't necessarily need the most defensively adept wing-back, as long as, you know, he's got adequate position, he can get back in time, you know, the ability to drag back, and also how well he works with his defensive partner behind him. So, of course, you know, that's the situation with Oxlade Chamberlain. At the same time, there are reports saying that Wenger doesn't want to sell him. You know, why would he want to sell them to a rival too? You know, it's like Arsenal trying to be serious. Allegedly, it seems that they could be potentially keeping Alex Sanchez, and that moves into the next part of the story. The reports around Alex Sanchez haven't ended. I need to give my personal opinion. I don't think it's going to happen now. If it was to happen, it would have happened a long time ago, not when the season's already started. And Arsenal in the middle of the season, I don't see that happening. I think Arsenal have managed to persuade the players to stay. You know, we have to realise Arsenal haven't been able to play with a full-strength team yet. You know, we haven't seen Lacazette, Sanchez and Ozil playing together. I think once they do, I think that could be something that really sways Sanchez into staying. I mean, you know, what's his options really? Paris Saint-Germain won't be happening. Man City, I don't see them signing him because, you know, it would be hard for them to get rid of Aguero, and you can't just have a player like that on your cards and not utilising him. I would have loved to see Sanchez come, honestly. If we were to sign him, we would have signed him instead of Morata, because obviously I think we could play Sanchez as that striker where really, you know, we don't play with an out-and-out number 9, you know. The way we play in the 3-4-3, the central striker has to be very comfortable and adept, dropping deep, linking up with the play, finding pockets of space, and, you know, a player with Sanchez's capabilities would have suited that perfectly. I don't see that happening now. We've got Morata, of course he can't do it on the level Sanchez can, but he's much better compared to Mitchell and much better compared to Diego Costa when it comes to that. So I think that's something that's definitely being covered, and honestly, I'm not even gonna, I don't have any reports, many sources, and I really just think it's just a nothing report. I mean, I think Wenger was laughing it off in the press conference himself, saying that, well, you know, I can't believe you guys are still reporting that Sanchez is going to leave Arsenal. So you guys, I wouldn't get too excited about that. It's just my thoughts and opinions on the situation. Now, looks like Rahman will probably be going back on loan to Schalke. Now, honestly, with Baba, I feel he's so unlucky, and what's really messed up his chances is the fact he's got the injury. I think if he had a pre-season working under Conte, I think maybe he could have changed Conte's thoughts and opinions, and he would have been a good, you know, he'd be a perfect option to really fight for a place alongside Alonso. I think Baba suits playing more as a wing-back compared to a full-back, and we have to realise one thing. Baba was playing as a full-back in a Mourinho system. Now look at the treatment Mourinho's done to Luke Shaw. Mourinho doesn't like his full-backs generally crossing the halfway line. He likes them to be defensively resolute and stay deep with the defender. So, and it's not the first time this has happened. When Ashley Cole first signed for Chelsea all those years back, I remember reports in the press saying that, oh, Ashley Cole isn't the same player, he's lost form, Wayne Bridge should be the first choice guy. It's not that you think that Ashley Cole decided, no, I don't want to attack, I want to stay deep. No, it was tactics, it's the manager implying that. But I think now with Baba, going back to that point, him playing as a wing-back makes a lot of sense because it utilises a lot of the qualities he has. Very fast, an amazing left foot with his cross. He can skip past one or two man, and also he's, you know, he's decent defensively. And I think having a defender behind him to support him would do even, you know, more wonders for him. I mean, you know, the guy's only 22 years old. He joined Chelsea as a 20-year-old. Now, you know, we've got youngsters who are 21. And they don't get any game time, and we still call them youngsters. So that really shows you how young Rahman was when he first came to Chelsea. And unfortunate because, you know, maybe you could say the environment at the club isn't tailor-made or complementary to towards young players. And this is my thoughts on Baba. Now, just to end this Transfer Daily video, it's not really even transfer news. It's just a situation regarding Eden Hazard and Bakayoko. It seems like these guys are finally able to train with the ball at their feet. I don't think that necessarily means they will be available for the Tottenham game. Who knows? Maybe like a 20-minute cameo. Who knows? I don't think necessarily that's going to be the case. I'm hoping that Conte isn't considering rushing them back too quickly, especially after the injuries they sustained, because it's the type of game where you could easily get another knock and be out even longer. And I think playing the waiting game and the long game would be the best option really. But it is very encouraging knowing that we're going to have both of those players back into the team. I'm very interested to see what Conte is going to do with Bakayoko, because I know you guys know that I feel that Conte will just basically be using Bakayoko in the same role he used Matic in, which I think would be quite, you know, not detrimental, but it would really inhibit what Bakayoko could bring. If anything, I'd be interested to see Bakayoko playing as the box-to-box player and having Kante move to the left, you know, allowing Bakayoko to make those driving runs. But at the same time, you know, I stick by my words. I think we are going to have to be patient with Bakayoko and give him time to really gel, because he's going to be playing for Chelsea, a completely different system compared to what he was facing at Monaco, especially where there's more discipline in our central midfield players compared to what he was doing at Monaco. So that's definitely one thing. And of course, seeing Eden Hazard doing anything with the ball is always exciting. I just want him to come back where he's fully fit. Of course, you know, we've got an amazing medical team, an amazing medical department. They know what they're doing. You know, they know how to relay the information. I think Conte has one of his a coach in his medical team with the club already. So, you know, I don't think they're going to be doing anything too rash. And if anything, it's going to be interesting to see what we do against Tottenham. I mean, I've got a few ideas. Of course, you have to stay tuned for the match preview, which I'm going to do in the next few days. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, you guys, I'm going to end today's Transfer Daily video. Now, please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Snapchat, that's at Blue Lines TV. And follow me on Twitter, that's at NiniFC. And of course, if you want to support the channel and support the content I'm creating, follow me on Patreon. The link's going to be somewhere around here. But anyway, you guys, thank you for watching today's video. I'm NiniFC. This is Blue Lines TV. Signing out.